Have you ever tried to answer a question in English and suddenly you feel stuck, even though you actually know what to say? That small moment of silence can feel uncomfortable, especially in real conversations. Today, we are going to show you how to stay calm, keep the conversation going, and sound natural while you think. I'm Anna.
And I'm Leo. That's right, you'll learn simple, real phrases that native speakers use to buy time, organize their thoughts, and respond with confidence. By the end of this conversation, you'll feel much more comfortable speaking, even when you need a few extra seconds to think. Let's get started.
Hey Leo, quick question. If someone asks you something in English and you need a moment to think, what do you usually do?
That's a great question, actually. And honestly, this happens all the time, even for people who speak English fluently.
Really? Even native speakers?
All the time. We don't always have the perfect answer ready. The difference is, we don't stay silent. We use small phrases to give ourselves time.
That's exactly what many learners struggle with. They think they need to answer immediately.
Right, and that pressure makes it worse.
Okay, so let's imagine a situation. I ask you something unexpected. Ready?
All right, go ahead.
What are your long-term career goals?
Okay, that's a good example. Not a simple question.
Exactly. So what would you say first?
I wouldn't answer right away. I'd say something like, that's a good question.
Ah, that's a classic one.
It really is, and it works because it sounds natural and buys you a few seconds.
Let's pause there for a second. When you say, that's a good question, you're not really answering yet. You're creating space.
Exactly, you're signaling, I'm thinking.
And it sounds confident, not nervous.
Right, compare that to silence, which can feel uncomfortable.
Okay, so let's continue. You said, that's a good question. Then what?
Then I might say, let me think about that for a second.
That's another great one.
Yeah, and it's very clear. You're telling the other person exactly what you're doing.
Let's break that down quickly. Let me think means you're asking for a moment, right?
Exactly. It's polite and natural.
All right, continue your answer.
Okay, so I'd say, that's a good question. Let me think about that for a second. I'd say my main goal is to grow into a leadership role over time.
That sounds very natural, and you didn't rush.
That's the key. You don't rush.
Let's try another situation. I'll ask something more casual.
All right, I'm ready.
What did you do last weekend?
Okay, easier question, but I can still buy time.
Show us.
I might say, let's see, last weekend.
I like that one. Let's see.
Yeah, it's very common. It gives you a moment to remember.
It almost sounds like you're thinking out loud.
Exactly. That's what native speakers do. We think while we speak.
Go ahead and continue.
Let's see. Last weekend, I mostly stayed at home, caught up on some work, and watched a movie.
That sounded smooth, no pressure.
Right, because I gave myself time at the beginning.
Okay, let's make it a bit harder.
All right, I'm ready.
What's one skill you wish you had learned earlier in life?
Oh, wow. Okay, that's deeper.
Exactly. This is where people really freeze.
Yeah, so here I'd probably say, wow, I haven't thought about that before.
That's a really useful phrase.
It is. It's honest, and it gives you more time.
So you're not pretending, you're just being real.
Exactly. Then I'd continue with something like, I guess I'd say learning how to communicate more confidently.
That's a great answer.
And notice I used multiple small pauses instead of one long silence.
That's an important point. Short pauses feel natural. Silence feels awkward. What if you need a little more time, like more than just a few seconds?
Then you can be more direct.
How?
You can say, can I think about that for a moment?
That's very polite.
Yes, and very clear, especially useful in meetings or interviews.
Let's try that in context. I'll ask you something.
Go ahead.
Why do you want to change your job?
Can I think about that for a moment?
Of course.
Thanks. I'd say I'm looking for new challenges and opportunities to grow.
That sounded confident, not hesitant.
Exactly. Asking for time is not a weakness, it's communication.
What if you didn't fully understand the question?
That's very common.
What would you say?
You can ask for clarification. For example, sorry, could you repeat that?
Simple and effective.
Or even, do you mean, and then you try to confirm.
Let's practice that.
All right?
What's your biggest professional achievement?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Sure. What's your biggest professional achievement?
Ah, got it. You're asking about my biggest success at work, right?
Exactly.
Okay, in that case, I'd say leading a project that improved team efficiency.
That was perfect. You clarified, then answered.
And that gives you extra thinking time, too.
Let's combine everything now.
All right?
I'll ask you something challenging.
I'm ready.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Okay, here we go. That's a good question. Let me think about that for a second. I'd say I see myself growing professionally, taking on more responsibility, and continuing to develop my skills.
That sounded very natural.
Yeah, and notice I used multiple phrases. That's a good question. Let me think, then the answer.
That layering is what makes it smooth. Now, let's compare something quickly.
Okay,
Version 1, silence, then answer.
that feels uncomfortable.
Version 2, uh.
That sounds nervous.
Version 3, that's a good question. Let me think.
That sounds confident.
Exactly. Same thinking time, but completely different impression. Okay, let's do a quick practice round.
Let's do it.
Favorite place you've traveled?
Let's see. I'd say Italy. I really enjoyed the culture and food.
Nice. Next one. What motivates you?
I'd say personal growth and learning new things.
Good. Last one. What are your weaknesses?
Wow, that's a tough one. Let me think for a second. I'd say I sometimes overthink things.
That was excellent.
Thanks. And notice none of these answers started immediately.
So, what's the big takeaway here?
You don't need to answer instantly.
Exactly. You just need to stay in control of the conversation.
Use small phrases to create space.
Think while you speak.
And stay calm.
And that brings us to the end of today's lesson.
If you've ever felt nervous because you needed more time to think in English, remember this.
You don't need perfect English. You need natural communication tools.
And now you have them.
Start using phrases like, that's a good question. Let me think. Let's see. Can I think about that for a moment?
The more you practice, the more natural it will feel.
And most importantly, you'll feel more confident in real conversations.
If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the English Talk channel.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember, it's okay to take your time.
We'll see you in the next video.
Take care and happy learning.